Don Trump Jr. joins us for his first interview since the hearing yesterday. Don, thanks a lot for coming on. So
it is.
What was your reaction? What was? I mean, I think that tweet sums it up pretty well. But elaborate on what you thought of it.
Well, listen, I really think it does. It speaks for itself. I mean, I'm watching a guy that led an investigation, was the head of the FBI, was a former prosecutor, spent 2 years and almost $50 million investigating it. And I see a congressman ask, let's talk about Fusion GPS. I've never heard of it. I mean, that'd be like a builder talking about not understanding what a foundation is. To not even have a finite understanding of how this all started tells the American public everything they need to know, Tucker. This was a hoax set up by the Democrats from moment number one. It wasn't true. This investigation wasn't about trying to figure out what happened. It was trying to back into the result that they wanted. They couldn't do that because there was nothing there. But they drug people through the mud for 2 years. They spread it in the media ad nauseum without fail. You saw your prior host, your guest earlier today, saying the same things. He's still maybe working with Putin, yes, because Donald Trump needed to leave his lifestyle of what we'll pretty call luxury to go work for the Russians, rather than because he's sick of what's going on in American politics, because he's sick of politicizing every single aspect and being willing to ruin people's lives, send American lives to fight wars for things that don't exist. All of this nonsense that you talked about, because there's no accountability in Washington, D.C. And I think the American people finally saw it, that this man who was the lead of the largest investigation in American history, really the largest hoax at this point, he didn't have a fundamental understanding of not only where it began, but what was even involved, how it took place. Ultimately, I think the American public saw that he was put in there as a figurehead because he was the former leader of the FBI, he was a decorated Marine, and that he would do what's right. But no one's talking about this guy put in 19 leftist Hillary Clinton donor lawyers. They worked on the Clinton campaign. They went to her, what would have been inauguration party. They were there celebrating it. He had no idea who was running the ship. The inmates were running the asylum, and those inmates were the Democrat Party, who were doing whatever they could to destroy my father's presidency because they see that he's actually getting things done. He's actually getting things done for the American people. He's actually delivering on the promises that he made. And what I'd love to see as an American, and someone who's really been drugged through the mud myself in this whole hoax, is I'd love to see the Democrats actually do something for Americans for a change. Not for their power base, not for the political elite, not for their nonsense crazy that they're running with these days, but for actual hard-working Americans. How about getting the USMCA passed through Congress? How about working on an infrastructure bill? How about doing anything other than trying to destroy my father, who's actually delivering for the people that he said he would deliver for?
So were you
American people?
Let me just say two things. Jerry Nadler's on another channel, I think, right as we speak, saying more subpoenas. So this will, apparently, according to Mr. Nadler, continue. Were you surprised to hear the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, say this afternoon to us that she still believes the President of the United States is working for Russia? Speaker of the House.
No, Tucker, because this is all they have. They've banked their entire reputation on it. Remember, it started off as collusion. Then it was going to be obstruction. Then it was a cover-up. Then it's going to be, Southern District of New York. Then Mueller's going to be the savior. We're going to get him this time. They just keep doubling down. Again, because there's no one that's willing to hold them accountable. Maybe you, maybe Sean in the next hour, a few people, but the mainstream media will still, by and large, run with just about anything that they tell them. They don't have to be fact-based. There doesn't have to be any evidence. As long as they say it, that's all that they need, because mainstream media has become the de facto marketing division of the DSC.
That is very clear. That is not an overstatement. Don Trump Jr., great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Tucker.